Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about hoisting in JavaScript. Okay, so why do we need to learn about hoisting in JavaScript? Learning about hoisting helps us understand how the JavaScript engine works and how our code is being executed, so as to avoid running into unexpected behaviors or even creating errors in our code. Let's see how this works in code, where I'll explain everything in much more detail. Okay, so I've gone ahead to add some code inside our index.js file. So we know that this should print out the draw from imagination, the value, which is realistic face. So let's try to see if this would work. Oh, it gave us an error. It says cannot access draw from imagination before initialization. So what does this mean? It knows that we have a variable called draw from imagination, but it doesn't know the value. So this is what hoisting is in JavaScript. Basically, it looks through your entire code from top to bottom and then stores it in memory. A way to think of this is a teacher walks into a classroom and tells his students to draw something from their imagination. And after they do that, they would get credit points. So here, the teacher knows that the task is to draw from their imagination, but now it doesn't know what the student will draw. So if it tries to give them the score, he won't be able to, because it doesn't know the value here, which is why we get the error, cannot access draw from imagination before initialization. So what happens when we bring this down here below this draw from imagination? So let's clear this and let's run it again. We see realistic face. So right now, the teacher has gotten the value from the students, what they've drawn, which is a realistic face, and now it can give them the point, which is why we see no errors for the realistic face. Basically, JavaScript looks through the code, the entire code from top to bottom. This is how hoisting works in JavaScript. Basically, JavaScript goes through your code from top to bottom and keeps in memory the declaration, which could be a variable or a function. So it stores it in memory, but it can't run it unless it has a value, which is the initialization. So this is the basic concept of hoisting. It's very simple. You don't have to get overwhelmed when you hear the word hoisting. Okay, so there's actually another way JavaScript does hoisting, which is kind of weird, but I'll explain it. So it's in function declarations. So let's say we have a function called play football, and then come here, console.log, let's say playing, and then call it up here, play football. So what do you think will happen when we run this code? Let's see, will it be like the let variable, the variables let and const? So let's try to run it, the node. So it runs. So what's happening here? Now you can think of this as the teacher walking into a classroom. You know, in every school, they have activities for the student. So the teacher walks in, tells the student that, oh, we're going to have an activity, which is football. We're going to play football today. So this is already set up. For you to play football, there has to be the ball ready. You have to have a field. You have to have referees, you have to have all those things, and all these things are ready. These things are already there. So all the student needs to wait for is the teacher to just say go. The teacher doesn't have to wait for anything, unlike the other one where the teacher had to wait for the students to finish their drawing and then submit before giving the credit score. This is like the field. Everything is prepared. So all that's left is for the teacher to say, okay, now it's time to play ball. Then the students go, everything is set, no waiting, they just start playing. So this is how it works with function declaration. But then JavaScript does another weird thing with function expressions. So let's see, this is how you write a function expression in JavaScript. Let's say we have a variable, start by writing a variable, let's say name, and then we go with brackets, then this. So this is called an arrow function. So these are function declarations. So let's say we have console.log, my name, Jack Hamso. So let's see what happens. Let's comment this out. and then let's call this name function. So will it work the way the function declaration worked? Okay, we'll see. So let's see. Clear? Oh, here we go again. It says cannot access name before initialization. So I believe you understand what's going on here. It's basically the same thing as the variables. What happened with the variables? Now it knows that, okay, the students, using the teacher example, the students have to give their name. Let's say the teacher calls a student. Okay, what's your name? The teacher won't know the name until the student says it. So calling this function won't run unless the name has been said, which is my name, Jakamso. So if we come down here and then we call it, we comment this one out, then we try to run this again, it works. So now the teacher knows the name. The student has called his name. So I've called my name, which is Jakamso. I've said my name. So now the teacher knows my name. So I hope you understand how hoisting works. It's a very interesting and simple concept in JavaScript. If you enjoyed this video, you can drop a like, leave a comment, and share with your friends. I would really love to share your feedback on how I can improve the videos, what I can do to make it better. Until next time, peace.